Alright team, let's talk about racetracks, specifically a new one on iRacing that's a bit close to home for me. As an Aussie sim racer, for the longest time our digital racing lives revolved around the Holy Trinity: Bathurst, Phillip Island and Oran Park. Now don't get me wrong, they're classics, but it's been awesome to see iRacing finally give us some new playgrounds down under, with Winton and Sandown Motor Raceway joining the roster in recent years. But now, why on earth are we here to review a track nestled in the... hang on, let me check my note. The riveting landscape of Adelaide. Oh, good lord. Well, in iRacing's 2025 Season 3 update, we've got one of Australia's newest circuits, Shell V-Power Motorsport Park, but better known as the Bend. Now, the Bend isn't exactly set in the most iconic of locations. You won't find sweeping ocean views or majestic mountain backdrops here. In fact, if you're looking for eye candy, one of the main points of attraction around the circuit is a power line. Yep, a power line. But hey, this place is quickly becoming a staple of our local motorsport scene, and iRacing has faithfully recreated it to great detail. So kudos to them for capturing the authentic Australian motorsport experience, power lines and all. The circuit itself features a very long front straight, which is always fun for slipstream battles. Beyond the initially tight opening sequence of corners, you're mostly dealing with medium speed long corners that have varying degrees of banking. There are several elevation changes throughout the lap too, but nothing that's going to send your car flying like a kite or dramatically upset its balance. To drive, the Bend isn't quite my usual cup of tea. If you've watched my other reviews, you'll know I lean towards those tight, technical layouts with a stop-start nature that require an aggressive touch on the inputs. The Bend, however, is a very wide, flowing circuit with sequences of corners. Turns 7 and 10, for example, are a great instance of this, and later in the lap, turns 14 to 16. A mistake on entry into one corner will compromise the next two, making it a circuit that highly benefits drivers who can be very accurate over a race distance. The opening corners, turns 1 to 3, are a little slower in their nature compared to the rest of this track, but they're absolutely fantastic for overtaking, so get ready to get those elbows out early in the lap. Track limits are mostly lined by grass, so running wide and making an error here can be super costly. However, some of the better overtaking opportunities, like turn 1 and 6, thankfully do have tarmac runoff, which gives you a little bit of a bailout if you overshoot. Now, the Bend comes with a few layouts, and for me, the international circuit is comfortably my favourite. The longer GT circuit, whilst it stands at a mammoth 8 km long with 35 corners, adds a lot of repetitive or just completely unnoteworthy bends. Plus, with a fairly narrow track width in those added sections, I feel it renders a majority of those additional corners pretty useless for overtaking. Personally, I think the international layout races better and simply has a better flow. A key section to note is turn 7 to 10, where drivers will spend a very large amount of time turning right with varying degrees of tightness in a never-ending battle with the steering wheel. The West circuit is a nice little addition, perfect for cars like MX-5s, Toyota 86s and Formula Vs. But then you've got the West Plus circuit, which adds one of the clunkiest little add-ons I've seen on a racing circuit in a long time. It's like someone slapped an extra bit of track on just because they had some leftover tarmac, and even then, what they came up with is not pretty. If there's one corner that's given me proper grief around this circuit, it's the penultimate one. It's a lot tighter than you first think, and the nature of the braking zone really lures you into pushing deeper and deeper each lap. Pair that with a steep anti-cut curb on the inside, and while it's not necessarily a difficult corner, it's very easy to be caught out here. From a technical standpoint, tyre wear doesn't seem to be a huge concern here either, which is nice. However, I do think this circuit could heat up the rear left in a number of cars, which might just produce some interesting longer races with tyre management and tyre strategy as a whole. This circuit works great for touring cars, GT cars, and lower end Formula cars and prototypes. I wouldn't say it's the most fun circuit for hypercars or Formula 1, but they're certainly compatible to race here. I think IMSA should definitely visit the circuit, as multi-class racing here would be pretty bonkers with plenty of room to navigate around lower class cars. The lower end cars in particular I think will be fantastic to race here, with slipstream battles and pack racing very possible on a bulk of the layouts. My overall view? The Bend Motorsport Park will produce some good racing, but it's not a must-buy piece of content for every sim racer. If your favourite official series or racing league is headed to this track, then absolutely buy it. It will be a great week of racing. But if you're on a budget or just looking for the next big thing, I'm not sure it's something you should be rushing out to try as soon as possible. After all, waiting to purchase this circuit does keep you away from Adelaide just a little bit longer, which, let's be honest, its power lines don't exactly scream thrilling destination, does it? Maybe I'll get deported for that one, but someone had to say it. What are your thoughts on the Bend? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this review guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button, but otherwise, I will see you all in the next video.